AMANA Voice, the voice of trust. Brought to you by the American Muslim Association of North America. Each and every Sunday evening at 6 p.m. Each week we will bring to you issues confronting our community. Join us this Sunday at 6 p.m. for AMANA Voice, the voice of trust. Brought to you by your Muslim neighbors on WTPS 1080 AM, the People's Station.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful.
الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful, Owner of the Day of Judgment. Thee alone we worship, Thee alone we ask for help. Show us the straight path, the path of those whom Thou hast favored, not the path of those who earn Thine anger, nor of those who go astray.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. We begin in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. All praises and glory is due to Allah, Lord of the worlds. We seek refuge in Allah from Shaitan, Satan the rejected. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon each and every one of you tonight. I'm your host, Brother Kamal, and I would like to welcome you to our first program on the segment produced by AMANA, Voice of Trust. I'd like to welcome you, and before we begin, I would like to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for allowing us the opportunity to do these programs on WTPS 1080 AM. I would like to also thank the staff and management of this radio station for giving us the opportunity to have a voice on this media. On today's program, we have with us the director of AMANA, Brother Sufyan, and we'd like to invite him on and ask him to say a couple words on behalf of AMANA Trust. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Sufyan.
Alaikum salam
welcome to our program, brother.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, as Brother Kamal mentioned, we are all of us very happy that today is the first Sunday, and inshallah we're going to have every Sunday from 7 to 8 our program, which is called Al-Amana Voice, the voice of trust. I'm going to give you, inshallah, our mission statement for AMANA, the American Muslim Association of North America. That we, with the respect with the listeners, we would like them to know exactly who's AMANA, who's the American Muslim Association of North America, and what we really work for. AMANA's mission is to provide a better understanding of Islam to Muslims and information on Islam and Muslims to non-Muslims. AMANA's mission is to build up more understanding, more knowledge and respect between the Muslim and non-Muslim communities. AMANA's mission is to bring people and communities together. It is important to work with other community leaders, with no exception of race, color, religion, and origin. This will indeed foster a healthy society. In this regard, we need to encourage tolerance and coexistence. Any hate and discrimination among the community members will bring stress, and stress that will bring violence, which will benefit only the enemy of a healthy, secure, and safe society. The great Muslim community in Florida is approximately 300,000 people. We as Amana have been working with many groups such as Christians, Jewish, African American, Cuban, Haitian, and other respected groups, but we should work more as partners to benefit our society. Together we can respond better and smarter to all evils which threat our society, especially the threat of terrorism. Together we can bring stronger message that we all in America, with all faith and background, are united against terrorists. Unfortunately, in case of an incident, Americans start to blame Americans, and that benefit only the terrorists. This need to be changed. We believe that Muslims are part of this great society, the American society, and they should be integrated instead of alienated for a better and safe America. Sincerely, Sufyan Abdulaziz Zakut, the director of AMANA, the American Muslim Association of North America. It was a pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you very much, Brother Sufyan. I'd like to thank you in behalf of the Islamic community for all the good work you have been doing for the past years. Alhamdulillah. May Allah reward you. On our program tonight, we'll have two segments. One, we have a young brother here, Brother Amir Abdul Zahir, and he is the director of Project Downtown and deals with taking care of the homeless here in South Florida. And also, on our second segment of our program, we have Brother Abu Bakr, Brother Wayne Rollins, and we'll be discussing developing the youth leadership in America. So first of all, let's start with Brother Amir Abdul Zahir. I'd like to welcome you to the program, brother. And can you tell us a little bit about Project Downtown for the homeless?
Yes, thank you for inviting me. Project Downtown, it's really a project which provides a variety of services to the homeless, and not only homeless, but the needy as well in our community. And maybe just to bring the project to light, we can talk a little bit about the beginnings of the project, how it came into existence. In a society that we live in today, where we have homelessness and broken families, drug, alcohol problems, and then more specifically on the personal level, selfishness, materialism, lack of trust between individuals. This environment is really what gave birth to Project Downtown. And it really started with Muslim students, mainly from the University of Miami. So it started right here at home in Miami, that decided that, you know what, there's something that we can do. There's really, it's not that difficult to tackle these problems at the grassroots level. And there is something that we can do. So they started out very simply. And they made sandwiches, simple sandwiches. I mean, these are students. And some fruit and just basic meals. And decided to go downtown Government Center, downtown Miami. And they really had no experience doing this. So you have to imagine there's these, three Muslims, wearing, dressed up with a cooler in the middle of downtown and really not knowing how to initiate this effort and how to call people over. And we actually stood there for about a good 15, 20 minutes just wondering how are we going to, go ahead and start this effort. And we consider this a gift from God. A man by the name of Robert, which is now a very close friend of ours, he came to us and he asked, who are you guys and what are you doing here? Because he saw us, we were confused. And we explained to him that we were here with food and we were here to, just spread some goodness and just give some food and give some, benefit to the people. And what was very interesting is actually Robert turned out to be a Muslim as well. And when he found out that we were Muslim, and again, this is the first person that we meet, so this really was a gift for us because it, eased the whole process. Because he quickly, and this is a homeless man, and he quickly called over other people, all people he knew over, and we were able to serve all of them. And really, it was really amazing. it lasted about 15 minutes, but I can honestly say it was maybe the best 15 minutes of my life, because in 15 minutes time there was 30 meals passed out, and to just show you how people need this food and didn't need these meals, people were eating it on the spot in front of us. So, the idea that there's no, problem of poverty, or there's no problem of homelessness in the United States, that's definitely an issue. In Miami, we have over 4,000 people on a given night homeless on the street in Miami. Most of them are temporary homeless. So they cycle in and out of homelessness. So really they need temporary assistance, and they need someone to just, stretch their hand out to them. So that was the beginning. And those 15 minutes proved to be, the beginning of something great, because we felt that feeling that we got in those 15 minutes, we realized that we didn't want to lose that feeling. And we had to continue. And the word quickly spread. And I'm talking about last March of this year. And just to make a long story short, from then till now, this group of students, coupled with many, many other people from the community, high school students, professionals, joined every single Friday from that point till this last Friday. There has not been one Friday, by the mercy of God and by His blessing, there has not been one Friday that they were not there downtown from that same week that it started, distributing meals, clothing, hygiene products, and more importantly than all of that, quality time spent with the people. And that's really what it's all about. We're not in a lack of resources here in our society, but it's a lack of emotions and a lack of spending time. And our goal is not numbers, but just to, give an idea of the magnitude of this project. Since we started, there has been, till today, approximately 5,000 meals that have been distributed in Miami. 1,000 articles of clothing. This includes socks, shoes, pants, shirts, and a lot of this is almost brand new. And some of this it comes in very useful with people that are on the streets, because they can use it to go to interviews, and they can use it to get off the streets.
Wonderful, yes.
And 1,000 hygiene products. But again, the numbers are not the prime significance here. The other thing is our volunteers have a really great time. And one volunteer says, one student at the University of Miami, that this is the highlight of his week. And he doesn't miss it for the world.
Yes.
He could be sick. He could be, he'll make it, because this is the highlight of his week, and it makes his whole week worthwhile. The number of people that have been involved in this effort, on any given Friday, you can look at maybe 20 to 30 people that come downtown. That's besides the hundreds that are behind the scenes, preparing meals, supporting the project financially, and really the community, both Muslim and non-Muslim, has supported this project for the common goal. And just to go a little further, this project was born here in Miami, as we said, but didn't end here. This project was presented in the Muslim Student Association National Conference in Chicago that takes place yearly, in the goal of trying to get other schools to adopt this project. Since then, right now there's Project Downtown Tampa is established, Project Downtown Orlando, Project Downtown Fort Lauderdale, Project Downtown East Lansing, and I'm talking about months. Why? Because once the purpose is realized, and once the power of the project is realized, people jump on the boat. Just to close for this question, I relate a small story, because the scope of our project is not only food, clothes, and hygiene products, but it's anything that we can provide for a homeless or a needy person that's possible. There's two men that we met, back in the summer, and we've been, interacting with them weekly, and soon we actually went from seeing them downtown to now they have got off the streets.
Okay, thank you very much, Brother Amir. We have to close for just a short break. We'll be back. Stay tuned.
News, talk, weather, and traffic on News Talk 1080 AM WTPS, the People Station.
Would you like to cut your mortgage payment by over 50%? Then pay close attention, because the new Secured Advantage loan only from Quicken Loans could cut your payment in half. With the new Secured Advantage loan, you get the advantage of choosing an incredible low payment month after month, plus security of knowing your low rate is fixed for years. But these low rates may not last, so call 800-281-7670 to get your fixed rate fast. Join other Florida homeowners who are putting thousands of dollars back in their pockets. Call 800-281-7670 to see how Secure Advantage could cut your mortgage payments by more than half. If a 50% lower payment and the security of a fixed rate sound good to you, call Quicken Loans at 800-281-7670 and ask about the Secured Advantage loan. Call now, 800-281-7670. Quicken Loans is an equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states.
Big meeting in the morning and you're ready. All you need is a good night's sleep, but you're twitching from the itching, squirming from the burning, and the pain is driving you insane.
I gotta get some sleep. I should have used Preparation H.
Why keep tossing and turning because of the itching and burning? Use Preparation H cream with maximum strength pain relief. Relieves burning and itching and adds maximum strength pain relief on contact. Nighttime's the right time too. For Preparation H cream, pain relief on contact. Use as directed.
AMANA Voice, the voice of trust. This program is brought to you by AMANA, the American Muslim Association of North America. AMANA Voice radio program sponsored by As-Salam Grocery Store, one of the largest stores in Florida, where you can purchase all what you need of Middle Eastern grocery items, Turkish, Iranian, and Asian products. As-Salam Grocery Store at University and Sunrise Boulevard at Northeast Corner. Telephone number 954-916-6266. Ashraf Halal Meat Store, one of the largest Caribbean market, a varieties of West Indian products, halal meat, chicken, and halal lamb and goat. Also, they carry a variety of seafood products and variety of fruits and vegetables. Visit their location at 441 and 2705 Northwest 2nd Avenue, Miami. Telephone number 305-654-0195. Again, that's 305-654-0195. As-Salam Restaurant. If you are looking for a delicious Mediterranean food, one of the best Middle Eastern food, falafel, kebab, and other dishes that worth to try. As-Salam Restaurant at University and Sunrise Boulevard at the Northeast Corner. Telephone number 954-916-5193. Again, that's 954-916-5193. The Oriental Bakery and Grocery, the oldest and one of the largest store in Florida, where you can purchase all what you need of Middle Eastern grocery items, Turkish, Greek, and Asian products. Daily pita bread baked on premises. The Oriental Bakery at Coral Way, 1760 Southwest 3rd Avenue, Miami. Telephone number 305-854-0501. Again, that's 305-854-0501.
News Talk 1080 AM WTPS, where information is power.
Assalamu alaikum, peace be with you. I'd like to welcome you once more to our radio program tonight, Amana, the voice of trust. In our studios tonight, we have Brother Amir Abdul Zahir, and he's the director of Project Downtown for the homeless. And Brother Amir, we were talking earlier about how people in your experience with people being homeless, and you said some of the you mentioned some of the problems, the reasons why people become homeless. What are some of the major reasons why you have so much homeless here in Miami?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reasons. One of them is just economic trouble. There's definitely mental illnesses. There's definitely drugs. There's definitely alcohol problems. But a common misconception that I'd like to clear is that, people tend to say, why are you helping these people per se? These people are just lazy people. They don't want to work. They don't want to, they're drunkards, they're druggies. But the truth of the matter is that, from the people we meet, this is a very, dangerous generalization. Because, for one, that is not the case. And two, even if it were the case, this doesn't mean that a person with a mental illness is a person that needs help, not a person that should be left on the street to, and just keep him out of society. These are people that need assistance. Okay, and let me relate a small story from Tampa. I was speaking with the group at Tampa lately, and they talked to me about a fellow man named Orlando. And, you'd walk past this man, you wouldn't think too much, just a regular man, homeless man. But over the weeks, once the trust was built up, relationship was built up, he started showing the team his art. And they said he had some of the most beautiful art that they had ever seen, and his poetry. And they liked it so much, they invited him to University of South Florida in Tampa to read his poetry to many people at the university. And they're trying to feature his art and his poetry on their website. So this is part of Project Downtown. It's not only temporary assistance, but we're trying to get people out of the state as well. And similar stories from East Lansing with people supporting a man having to support 4 daughters, so not having enough money to be able to support himself. So there's genius and there's beauty in these people. You just have to lend an ear and have to sit with them as opposed to just walk by.
Yes. Okay, Brother Amir, I wanted to ask you, there are a lot of people that pass the homeless, and, they're out there in the street corners, and they would ask for help, a lot of them with newspapers, with the little cups for pennies. And I think, the majority of us pass them straight. We think that they're just bums, just waiting to get the money to go buy beers or drugs and stuff. Why do you do what you do right now?
You really hit the nail on the head with that question, because the purpose of a project is really what makes it or breaks it. And just very basically, our purpose is to seek the pleasure of God. And just very simply put, our purpose is to seek the pleasure of God. And at this point, I'd like to relate a small verse from the Quran which says, we feed you in search of the divine countenance, the acceptance of God. We seek no reward nor thanks. So it's not so that this is not a publicity stunt. If this radio station didn't exist, if nobody knew what we do, we are still successful in that our purpose is to seek the pleasure of God. And, we're Muslim and there's non-Muslims with us. But in terms of the Islamic concepts, this is not something extra for us. This is actually something commanded of us. If you open the Quran or the prophetic tradition of the Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, you realize that, the endless verses, and they feed others despite their love for what they give, the poor, the orphan, and the captive of war. If you're feeding a captive of war, who is this captive of war? First of all, he's not Muslim. Second of all, he's fighting you, and we're ordered to feed that person. So that means that, we really Muslims really have to invest in this, because this is Islam. And, a prophetic tradition which says, a verse, that says, you will not attain righteousness until you give from that in which you love. Look at the power. It's not saying give, the t-shirt that has a hole in it. It's not saying give the extra, change under your seat. It's what you love. It's the power of taking off, your jacket because the man in front of you is in need of it, and giving it to him. Once you're able to do that, you're breaking boundaries. You're breaking limits, and you're breaking yourself from that material. So this is the underlying purpose behind this project, and I believe this is what's making it successful, and God willing, will make it a national project.
Okay, if you like to send in any questions for Brother Amir, please email us at info@amana.org. That's info at al-amana, A-L-A-M, at ALAMAN
AL dash
AL-AMANA.org. Brother Amir, what exactly do you hope to achieve by doing this work that you actually do?
This project, it's really ultimately, again, it's not about a sandwich, it's not about a bar of soap, but it's ultimately about changing hearts. It's ultimately about changing hearts. And I say this because, first of all, it's about changing hearts of the volunteers and of the people involved in this project. If you're not changing when you give, if you're not becoming more generous, if you're not becoming more giving, more compassionate, more thankful, we're coming up to Thanksgiving now. If you're not more thankful by giving, then you're wasting your time. This has to change you. Our purposes, again, is not about numbers, but about changing hearts. And we're not feeding stomachs; we're really feeding hearts. Because and I invite anybody and our wonderful listeners to join us downtown at 5 p.m. at the Government Center. We also do some work in Coconut Grove, Overtown, and other places in Miami. But you realize that it's about spending quality time with these people and really thinking about how is it we can help you. And again, changing our hearts and encouraging others to change theirs for the better. Remembering those who have been forgotten in the inner cities, African American community, the Latino community, the white community, everyone. I mean, all these people are in need of help. They're not visible to the eye. We see some of them on the curbs here and there, but really, I mean, these people are in need of help. And some of them are not necessarily homeless. Some of them are just barely making it. I mean, you need to realize that, a couple missed paychecks, you could find yourself on the streets. I mean, this is a reality. This is not just people that are lazy and people that are bad people. We could easily become in their place. And just to get a little broader, the goals of this project are huge, and you have to aim big to achieve big. So I want everybody to imagine a city like ours, a city like Miami, just shining with light. And when you look deeper into the city to find the source of this light, it's not FPL, but it's actually the hearts that have changed, and the hearts that have changed from materialism, from saying what is it that you can give me to what is it that I can do for you. And this is our an Islamic concept, and it's also a universal concept in all the respected religions and ideologies. Our goal is to solve the problem of homelessness in Miami, to solve the problems of drinking, of drugs in Miami. I mean, you have to really aim big. And we're coming to Thanksgiving now. What better way, in Thanksgiving, but to start giving and to start doing good. And this is what Project Downtown is about.
Brother Amir, what other projects or programs do you have to actually get people off their feet and on their own? When you meet the homeless, you see the condition that they're in. Are there special projects that are geared towards teaching somebody how to become a mechanic, or somebody to get a job with the city or something of that sort?
Our work, even though it's limited in that area, just because of time, and we're establishing ourselves, we have done work in that area. And I'll give you simple examples. Again, if someone needs special clothes for an interview, we'll specially get them clothes for that interview, right. And that will help them get off the streets. If someone was helped before in a paper that they were writing, that will land them a job.
Right.
And yes. One of the students, with the capabilities we have, it's so easy. Yes. Took the paper, edited it, made it beautiful, and send it back to the person so they could land a job. And I'll relate the small story that I had before the break of two men, which this is a practical example here. Two men. One of them, without mentioning names, is about 20, about 19 years old. The other one is about 50, and they both, they're very close friends. The older man is very sick. He has a neurological problem, which requires constant assistance. And he's not very, I guess, fond of nursing homes. So, these people are homeless people, and the younger one cannot continue in his education, cannot get a job because he's too busy taking care of him. So we have been establishing a relationship with these two, respected people until, I'm very thankful to say that, just a couple days ago, finally, after a lot of work, we were able to, get them their apartment. And, when they found out that they're going to have an apartment, there was tears in their eyes. And they told me, Amir, you cannot understand what it means for us to have an apartment after being homeless for 2 years. You cannot even begin to understand that.
Amir, in this type of work, I know that there is need for a lot of resources in order to make your job a lot more easier, in order to accomplish a lot of the things and the goals that you might set for the type of work you do. With the listening audience that we have now in Miami, in Fort Lauderdale, what type of resources do you require to make your job more successful in helping the homeless get off the streets?
Well, so far the community has been very supportive. There's always room for more support. People have really been, jumping on this project. In terms of people wanting to assist, let me just give the email of the project here. It's inquiry@projectdowntown.org, and the website is www.projectdowntown.org. We really can. You can assist this project in a multitude of ways. Just by coming downtown, you'll be doing a great service to the project. If you'd like to donate clothes, if you would like to cook a meal, maybe a traditional meal, we're open to that. If you have any special talents that can improve the life of anybody, we're open to it. This is not limited. We don't have a protocol of 1, 2, 3. This project, any good is accepted.
Especially we have the Thanksgiving coming up, and then the season's just ahead of us. And I know our listening audience, you don't have to give thousands of dollars. You can go on the website and just let them know what you can offer in order to assist the project.
Exactly.
What are the final words, brother, before we close?
Well, I just again close reiterating our purpose, that seeking the pleasure of God and really just spreading the light of humanity. We're all humans, and we have a light within us that we were created with, and really just shining that light and bringing it to the streets and to the people that need it. And you can again support this project or support any project that's like it. And if you do nothing else, at least this moment, just think for 1 second and just take a pact with yourself that you will do at least one good deed to somebody.
Yes.
Even if it's as simple as smiling in someone's face, even if it's as simple as being nice to your coworker that you've been fighting with, just something. And the power, don't underestimate anything, because all these acts have a very, very weighty, they're very weighty. So any good deed towards anybody will surely impact you positively.
Okay. We have also Brother Sufyan here, and he has done a lot of humanitarian work. And you were talking about if any one of us live near to the masjids, that they can also drop off items, that they can give. We can probably forward it to the brother, and he can give to the homeless. He'll have access to more, resources through the masjid.
Yeah, we've been working with people in need, but actually, let me tell you, since 10 years since we started, this month is the 10 years anniversary for the AMANA, the American Muslim Association of North America. But I am really very proud of this this group, which now getting all the support of all Islamic centers. I'm seeing all the imams, all the Muslim leaders, especially trying to come forward and try to be part of this great Feed the Homeless project. And we are all proud of you, Brother Amir, for what you are doing. And we all gonna stand always with you when it comes to helping the needy and especially the homeless in our society, for a healthier society.
Okay, Brother Amir, one more time. Can you give us the information for the project?
Yes, it's the email is inquiry@projectdowntown.org, and the website is www.projectdowntown.org. projectdowntown.org.
Brother Rollins, you've been sitting quietly there. You have any comments on this topic?
Alhamdulillah, I think what Amir and his young people are doing at the university level is just fantastic.
MashaAllah. It is wonderful. Yes.
And the one thing that has really struck me the most, he said that we're about changing hearts.
Yes.
And when you can look into the eyes of someone that you have made a personal impact upon their life, it is certainly a life-changing event, and I congratulate the young people like Amir and his others that are going out there with him.
You know, it is enough time that the Muslims stop being dormant and come out into society, assist society in their needs. You know, and it's a great thing. I like to commend you, brother. Inshallah. Thank you. Jazakallah khairan. Well, let's turn to the segment of our program, and you've already heard Brother Abu Bakr, Brother Wayne Rollins, and we would like to discuss the topic on developing youth leadership. This is a very, very big topic, brother, especially for the youth nowadays. My perception of the youth today, they are lost, very lost. Most of them are lost. How do you go about working on a subject of this magnitude?
Well, first I'd like to say assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, with young brothers like Brother Amir, clearly the Muslims youth are not lost. We saw an incident happen during Ramadan or right before Ramadan, the holy month of fasting, where many of the Hafiz of Qurans that were coming in from around the world, those that have memorized the entire Quran, that recited for the Taraweeh evening prayer during the month of Ramadan, were turned back for no reason by Homeland Security as they came into the United States, which left a void at a lot of the masajids for someone to lead the prayer that is a Hafiz of Quran. This was a tremendous blessing, because what it told us is that now we need to build our leadership from within the United States and not necessarily expect leaders to come in from outside of the country into the United States. So it should be the intention of every parent with a child for that child to be a Hafiz of Quran. And even if you do it for selfish reasons, because the parents of a Hafiz of Quran guaranteed Jannah, guaranteed paradise in the eyes of Allah. So that which should be an intention of every parent, Muslim parent in America, is that their youth should become Hafiz of Quran. And a young person...
Do you mean that we need made in America Hafiz?
Absolutely.
That's what we need.
Hafiz.
I agree with you.
Well, Brother Rollins, what you mentioned before, if they can turn away Cat Stevens, Brother Yusuf Islam, I don't know who else they will turn away from this country. You know?
Well, this is
an
difficult.
international figure like him.
These are difficult times, and there's a lot of fear that some warranted and some unwarranted. But the young people in America are the ones that are really changing that fear into love and compassion, like you heard with Amir's wonderful story about feeding the homeless in Miami.
Yes.
But this is nothing new in Islam. A matter of fact, after Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam became the Prophet of Allah, his wife Khadija radiallahu anha, she accepted Islam. And who accepted Islam after that? An 11-year-old boy named Ali. Ali went on to be one of the great leaders in the Battle of Badr. At the age of some 20 years old, he led one of the units at the Battle of Badr, where 300 Muslims defeated 3,000.
Some of the stories might be a bit foreign for those who are listening on this radio station. If we would, let's probe into some of the problems that prohibits or keeps the youth away from coming forward and being and developing themselves as being leaders.
Right. The reason why I gave you that example, because what that did for young Ali at that time, who later became the fourth leader of the Muslim community, is that it established resolution, determination, and bravery amongst that young men. This is something that many of our young people have not experienced. How do we achieve this? Through strategic planning. We have failed to develop strategies to develop our young leaders in America. In each masajid around the country, we need to be able to have a discussion with the young members and listen. We as adults are so often quick to tell and dictate to our young people, but we're not very good listeners. So we need to first listen to what the young people are saying, take note of it, organize it in terms of clear objectives. How do we achieve the goals that we want to achieve? After determining what objectives we are going to achieve or strive to achieve, then what tasks need to be performed in order to meet those objectives. For example, if we are looking at changing hearts in the community, one of those tasks might be for the young people to donate some time to Project Downtown to feed the homeless, so that we can start changing hearts from fear to love and compassion amongst the broader community. Absolutely. But we have to first listen to what the young people are saying, reduce it down to a clear objectives and what tasks need to be performed to meet those objectives. After determining what tasks need to be performed to meet those objectives, we have to look at in what timeline are we going to do it. Set clear, distinct timelines so that after we complete our strategic plan, we know what our action steps are. We know from now until 5 or 10 years down the road what our next steps are. The Japanese are great for doing that. They have plans going 50 years and beyond in terms of their economic development. After we develop the timelines, then we need to be able to see who is going to perform those tasks. We can't just make tasks and try to achieve objectives and not know who is going to perform the task. And we need to be specific. Sufyan at Amana is going to do this. Abu Bakr is going to do that. Amir at Project Down is going to have very clear roles and responsibilities to achieve the tasks and the goals and objectives that we're trying to achieve. And finally, we need to measure our success. How do we know that we're making a difference? How do we know that Project Downtown is making a positive impact? Or does it make people more dependent, by getting a handout? If you don't measure it, you don't know. I mean, clearly, anybody can see that that project is doing good. But we need to measure whatever it is that we do. So in order to getting to your question, how do we develop these young leaders? We need to plan. And it starts by listening to the young people, getting a clear idea of exactly what it is that they're saying to us, because we're not listening. They have real clear and distinct ideas of what they want to do. And if we listen to them, we can be successful.
Okay, we'd like to go into the topic a little bit further, but maybe you can just touch briefly on this. How can the common people, what role can we as common people perform in order to help develop the youth in the society?
Again, we just need to listen to the young people and then regurgitate what we're hearing. Okay. So you show to them that you are listening.
All right. We are up on a break right now. I'd like to thank you all for listening. We'll be back, inshallah, in a couple minutes.
Voices of South Florida on News Talk 1080 AM WTPS, the People's Station.
News Talk 1080 AM and Global Diversity Group presents
the 5th annual 2006 Tour for Success featuring George Frazier and Kathy Ariu.
Taking place at the Hyatt Regency Hotel, downtown Miami on Saturday, December the 9th.
There will be workshops on entrepreneurial success, professional success, and personal empowerment.
Plus, a special forum featuring successful entrepreneurs from the South Florida area as well as top corporate executives.
December 9th at the Hyatt Regency Hotel in downtown Miami from 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's right. Registration begins promptly at 8:30 a.m.
Vendor space is available to market your products and or services.
For more information, log on to mpbnetwork.com or call 1-888-265-6480. Again, for more information, call 1-888-265-6480 or log on to mpbnetwork.com.
So join News Talk 1080 AM, Volvo Cars of North America, Sam's Club, Delta Airlines, and the Global Diversity Group for the 2006 Tour for Success event.
Don't meet me there, beat me there, and I approve of this message. When you are over your head in debt, you really pay for it. Late fees, service charges, over-the-limit penalties. But Care One Credit Counseling Services can help change all of that. Just call them now at 1-800-541-0851. Agencies offering Care One Credit Counseling work to get these extra charges waived, interest rates lowered, even help consolidate your bills into one lower monthly payment. Their average clients save 30% in payments every month. Best of all, Care One counselors are dedicated to helping consumers, not hassling them, so you're always treated with respect. So stop paying extra for falling behind. Start getting ahead today with Care One. Call now for your personal debt analysis at 1-800-541-0851. Licensing details are available. Get out of debt and get on with your life. Gather your bills and call Care One now. 1-800-541-0851. That's 1-800-541-0851. Get out of debt and get on with your life. Gather your bills and call Care One now.
Crime Stoppers. Amana Director Brother Sufyan Abdulaziz is board member at the Miami-Dade Crime Stoppers and would like to remind you to keep the Crime Stoppers phone numbers always handy. Yes, you can stop a crime. The numbers are 305-471-8477 or 1-866-471-8477. The law offices of Taghrid Hassan, Immigration and Family Lawyer, the Amana Legal Advisor. For legal issues, contact her at telephone number 954-560-2743. Again, that's 954-560-2743. AB Flooring. For your residential or commercial flooring needs, contact Ahmad Badruddin for free estimates today. Reliability, the value, time, and quality. Telephone number 954-675-3989 or 954-804-4251. Again, that's telephone number 954-675-3989 or 954-804-4251. Amana offers free translations of the Quran copies in English, Spanish, or French by sending your request to Amana fax number 305-945-0399 by sending your request or an email amana@info@alamana.org. To learn more about Amana, the American Muslim Association of North America, please visit Amana's website at www.al-amana.org. You can send your opinions, concerns, tips, or suggestions to Amana mean email info@alamana.org. Again, any opinions, concerns, tips, or suggestions to Amana mean email info@alamana.org.
News Talk 1080 AM WTPS, where information is power.
Peace be with you once more. I'd like to welcome you back to our radio program, Amana, the voice of trust. In our studios this evening, we have Brother Abu Bakr, one of the up-and-coming Muslim leaders in South Florida. We have Abu Sufyan, director of Amana, and Brother Amir, director of Project Downtown for the Homeless. And I know Brother Abu Bakr is all excited about the congressman, the Muslim congressman, Keith Ellison, and he'd like to say a couple of words about that.
Yeah, Brother Kamal, we had a tremendous victory on Election Day in Minnesota, one of the candidates for the United States Congress, Keith Ellison, was elected, and it's been told that he is the first Muslim to sit in Congress, and it wasn't without challenge. I mean, he had challenges. Of course, being Muslim, he was attacked by many people, as you know, we all are experiencing here in the post 9/11 environment. Yes. But he emerged successfully, and he did it very strategically, getting back to the whole idea of strategic planning. And he did not mention the fact that he was Muslim often during his political campaign, but he often spoke about Islamic principles when he did run. And quoting him, he says, "I'm running as a candidate who believes in peace, bringing the troops out of Iraq now. I'm running as a candidate who believes in universal single-payer health care coverage and an increase in the minimum wage." This was some of his platform. I read his platform in detail, and many things were consistent with Islam. There was also some compromise with other values of the party, which, you know, the question comes, you know, do we remain steadfast in our religion, or do we compromise our religion to engage in the political arena? So that's a question I pose to the listening audience and to others that are thinking about getting involved with politics. This also should be something that when we talked about the strategic planning for our young people, there should be a definite strategy to move some of our young people into political paths. You know, moving them from positions of leadership at the masajids and positions of leadership at some of the Shura councils, some of the coordinating councils in South Florida and beyond, and putting them on career paths to become commissioners, to become state representatives, to become Congress people. So we need to start looking at our young people and see who has the characteristics to lead, and what can we do strategically to get them there.
Yes, that's a topic that needs to be looked into very seriously. Now, how do we go about doing that from here? Do we start at the masjid? Do we get the imams together and have a meeting with them and ask them, who do you see in your community that would be a prospective leader in the future?
Mm-hmm.
What do we do from this point on?
Okay, first of all, you can look at what young people are in leadership roles today.
Presently, right
For example, the young man sitting next to me, Amir, and his leadership role at Project Downtown. You know, we need to see, is this something that is consistent with his life goals? And if so, then how can we strategically move forward to get him in a position where he can become an elected official? So we need to first look at who's amongst us and then develop a strategy for getting them into positions. It takes money.
Yes,
we need to give some of our money to the candidates that we're supporting.
We have a couple of minutes left in our program. Would you like to say anything on closing of this program, brother?
Yes. Getting back to the question of compromising, this religion does not need any compromise. When Allah sent the Quran for all of mankind, He said He completed His favor upon mankind. So we cannot modify it to meet objectives. We need to be steadfast in our religion, and it's a religion of peace. And we need to be able to promote that, not just for Muslims, but for all of mankind.
Yes. Brother Amir, I would like to bring you back on, and last but not least, give us again the information on your project and just a phone number information people can contact you for assistance.
Yes. Again, the email is inquiry@projectdowntown.org, and the website is www.projectdowntown.org. Unfortunately, no phone number yet
Okay.
Maybe next time I'll give my cell phone number out.
Brother
We'll see
Sufyan,
about that.
last word is yours.
I would like to thank all the listeners for their time, and we are looking forward to for next Sunday, same time, 7 p.m. And we would say goodbye with a nice song about our Prophet, peace be upon him.
Before you leave, information about Amana that they can contact Amana Trust.
If you have any concerns,
Yes.
please call us at 305-898-9314.
Okay, so Brother Kamal, until next week, peace be upon you. Assalamu alaikum.
Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahil aliyyil azim. Glory be to Allah, all praise to Allah. There is no God but Allah. Allah is great. All power and might belong to Allah.